Hi everyone, here is Akta and welcome back on my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about Graulen because this is the current event running on the game at the moment, and there are some little things to know about Graulen and to increase your chance to beat this stage. But before we jump into the content, as always, if you enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much. So this is Graulen. This is my global account. As you can see here, I progressed a bit. I just beat the stage 26. I have not 100% chance in auto to beat the stage 26 because the boss is hitting really hard, and also waves are hitting really hard on my heroes. So I lose one hero on waves and then it's over. But we are going to talk about this stage here. Before I show you the team I'm using, let's have a look to the boss skills, because he is really specific here. He deals some damage and increases his damage if he attacks targets without a shield. So this is really important to have many shielders in your team, so you will have extra HP and you will tank more, and you won't increase that much the attack of the boss. So as you can see here, his active skill, his ultimate, Pillar of Lava. Graulen swings his claws at all enemies and rises a fire column, dealing a 225% attack damage to all enemies. Graulen gains a 3% attack for every one enemy target that does not have shield. If you don't have a shield on all your allies, he can gain up to 15% attack only using this skill. So 15% attack is crazy. So this is why you need to have a shield at every turn. His passive, he deals 90% more damage to targets without a shield. He deals 5% more damage when a turn ends. So every turn he will gain 5% more damage. If he uses this skill on all your allies and you don't have a shield, he will gain also 15% attack on every turn. When he will use it, and he will deal extra damage on target without shield thanks to his passive, and this is the same on other skills here. Graulen breathes fire on all enemies, dealing 90% attack damage to them. There is a 30% chance to inflict stun on targets for one turn if they have no shield, so they can stun you. He can stun you if you don't have a shield. And finally, basic attack, Graulen spews out flaming dragon breath, dealing 90% attack damage to all enemies. This is not a huge coefficient here, but if he attacks you a lot of times when you don't have a shield, he will deal awesome damage over time. So this is really important to take some shielders in your team. So this is not the team I am currently running. I am using this one. You will understand why. So the first hero I'm using here, this is Huff. Huff is great against waves because he will apply up to 2 layers of HP burnings on all enemies, but this is not this is not all he can do. He can also apply resistance down 50% on his basic attack, so this is great against the boss. You don't need to have a crazy amount of effect hitter on your allies to apply debuffs on the boss, thanks to him. Catherine apply shield, etc. Consolidation too. Kultum here is really interesting because on the waves you will have a lot of damage with Egia or Gustav or Lester, and you want your allies to survive. So you have AoE damage and single target damage. So AoE damage, you want to tank them, but single target at one moment during the wave, one ally will have less HP than another one, so he will be targeted by other enemies, single target enemies, and she will proc damage immunity on your hero with the less HP percentage if he is below 30% HP. So every enemy are gonna focus him, but he won't die. So she is very important here. Also on her basic attack she can reduce the enemy's attack by 20%. This is interesting. And also she can give an extra turn to my higher attacker in my team, thanks to her ultimate, and copies her buffs to him and also heal a bit. If she had exclusive, she would be even better because she could apply a shield, etc. Guhana is really important here. I am sorry I didn't build a space yet, but I'm not using her for the speed, for etc. I'm using her because of her passive, because she reduces the direct damage taken by my allies. If you have Elena, it will do the same. You just won't have the speed down on the boss and the speed up on your allies. But if you want to play space here, if you are tanky enough, normally it should be the same job here. And finally, I'm using Sigmund here to apply extra HP burnings, also in single target when he counterattack the boss. This is a good hero here. But if you don't have him, you can replace him by Melia here, and if you don't have Hoff here, maybe you can replace him with another hero. Let me show this hero to you. This is an epic one from the Wizard's High. This is Weasley. She is really important for this kind of content because she can apply a lot of things. She can apply an attack down 2 on the main target of this skill, so it will reduce a lot of damage inflicted by the boss. This is really important. She can also apply effect res down 2 once she is exclusive 1, only by doing direct damage. She has a 50% chance to apply it, so this will be the same as Huff. This is super strong. And also she can increase the crit rate of your allies by 50%. So if you want to use some direct damage heroes, or to increase a bit more your damage of your all the other allies, this is great. She can also speed up your team and lower the speed by 20%. So this is really interesting. She is a great unit. I want to build her in the future. I want to build her, but currently at the moment I don't have copies of her, so I will have to be patient. So let's jump back into the Dwarven Ruins and run the fight so we can have a look to how it works. By the way, this is not the best team you can put here, but this is a kind of team you can use. You can replicate it with other heroes. It will work. It will do the same. So I'm running the fight. At the moment, I have 100% chance to win this fight, Graulen 25, using this team. After this fight, I'm going to show you the team I'm using on my beta account. It's a more advanced one because I have 2 mythic heroes, but it's okay, just to show you what you can do with some other heroes. So as you can see here, I'm taking a lot of damage, and as you can see here, I have the damage immunity from Kultum, so my Huff didn't die. This is really strong, and so I was able to tank the first wave, the first turn, and then the second wave they have enough dots on them to die. So I am doing quite the same here, applying dots in AoE and the shield, and now I just want to survive. I'm gonna take a lot of damage here, and okay, it didn't work this time. I can still beat this dungeon using only these units, but it will be a bit harder. Okay, it didn't proc because I should have... I think I was a bit above the 30% HP on Huff, so this is the reason why it didn't proc. But normally it should be okay. Because as you can see, my Sigmund will apply a lot of HP burnings using counterattacks, so normally the Gustavs here are gonna die really fast. One left, only he will proc the immortal, but it's okay. He will die at his turn. Boss fight. So normally it will take a bit more time here, but it should be okay with the heroes I have. Mutus here are not a big threat, to be honest. The biggest threat is the boss, because he will increase his damage over time. So the goal here is to have a lot of shields on your heroes, but as you can see here, I lack shields with this team, but it's okay normally. My Catherine exclusive 3 can shield really often, and also my Sigmund can apply a shield. Even if it's only a 20% HP shield, if you have one on your heroes, the boss won't increase his damage. Okay, so this seems to work. It takes more time as usual, because normally I have Huff. He can also apply some many dots on the boss, but it's okay. Normally it should be fine. So you can see here that Huff is not needed. You can bring another heroes to clear waves, and then you just have to choose the right heroes to beat the fight. Okay, and the boss will die soon. Guhana is nice here because she can decrease the speed of the boss by 40% and increase the speed of my allies by 40% thanks to her second exclusive. But as I said to you, if you use Weasley, the epic hero I showed you, she is a great option here. So as you can see here, the fight is over. I could do it, the boss wave, with only these 4 heroes. So you have other options, and I'm gonna show you another option. So let me switch my account, go back on my beta one, and let's select the boss fight, stage 28. So this is not the team I'm using. Where is Graulen? This is the team I'm using here. So I'm using Ben Austin, but you can switch him to use another HP burning heroes. If you have an AoE one, if you have Huff, it will be even better. If you have Sigmund, it will do the job. If you have Melia with the second exclusive, she can apply dots in AoE, so it will do the same. It would be even better, I assume. So I'm using Ben Austin so he can make Hezonja applies more dots. This is the only usage of Ben Austin here. I'm using Focus for 2 reasons. The first one, he will give back the cooldowns on Hezonja and an extra turn, so he can use multiple times his ultimate, and thanks to the first exclusive here, he will detonate the HP burnings on the enemy, dealing a crazy amount of damage every time he will use his ultimate. And second reason I'm using Focus, he can apply an immortal on all allies. This is really important because the boss hits really hard, and you can survive better using this. Catherine exclusive 3, and finally Nordak. Nordak is a great unit to bring on your team because, in my opinion, he is one of the best support in the game, or maybe the best. He can apply damage immunity on all your allies. That means you won't take any damage from any sources. And finally, he can bring to your team a really huge amount of buffs. He can duplicate his current buffs on all your allies, so you get 1 extra turn of all your buffs. He can increase your max HP by 25% when he is exclusive 2, put a resistance to debuffs when he has the first exclusives. He is a great unit. So let's run the fight and see how it works. Yeah, Hezonja is a crazy unit in the game, maybe the best DPS in the game for the dungeons, because his exclusive one is really too strong. Let's have a look. So My Hizenja pursue, thanks to Ben Austin, he deals AoE damage on his ultimate, Focus gives him an extra turn and the cooldowns, and he destroys enemies. First wave cleared. Second wave, I'm gonna shield myself, apply some dots here, apply the damage immunity so my heroes won't take any damage. So every enemy is wasting his ultimate here. This is super strong. So the goal then is to apply more dots on enemies and to kill enemies as fast as I can. So the only threat here is Gustav, because he can one-shot one of my heroes with his ultimate, but as you can see here, he dies really fast. So now we are at the boss wave, and this is the hardest one, because if I don't have a shield on my heroes, they can be one-shotted by the boss. So this is really hard. So as you can see, I have a lot of buffs thanks to Nordak. With his passive, at every turn, he can apply a lot of different kind of buffs to all allies, to himself, but he can copy his buff to all allies using his ultimate, as he just did here. So I can tank the boss, and he is dying really fast. Look at this damage. Also, I'm doing a crazy amount of damage with the HP burnings because of multiple things here. If you have a look on my team here, first thing on Hizenja, I have a lot of HP, but not too much, but I have also a lot of mastery here. This is really important. The best source to improve your damage, to increase your damage using dots. And also I'm using only this blue aura here because it's a great one to increase the damage. 24%, this is great. Then I'm using Nordak to apply the max HP plus 25% to Hizenja. This increases the limitation of damage using HP burning, so he deals even more damage against the boss. And finally on Focus, this is not the best one you can put on him, but I'm using this aura on him, so he will increase the mastery of Hizenja by 14% at the moment when he will use any skill here. So he uses this skill on Hizenja. That means Hizenja will have the buff and will deal crazy amount of damage using his ultimate. This is the reason why I'm using this aura. This is a great one to increase the damage from Hizenja. And yeah, normally I should lose a hero right after this turn, maybe Ben Austin, I don't know. Let's see. No, it's okay. I'm gonna survive. Yeah, I can't pass the stage 29 at the moment because the boss remains alive with only 3% HP and he destroyed my team. And this is it. This is another team. Let me show you one extra thing on the gallery, because there is a hero I would really love to have. In my opinion, he is the best defensive hero in the game with Elik, because Elik is a great one to apply a bunch of defensive buffs here. If you have Elik, he will drastically increase your survivability in all the dungeons. He is a crazy tank unit. But I want to talk about Timmy here, because Timmy is, in my opinion, the best support to allow your allies to tank. Multiple reasons. He can apply attack down 2 and crit rate down 2. If you have this on the boss, you will lower his damage. This will be crazy. But also, he will apply consolidation 1 at the beginning of the wave on all your allies, so it will be easier to tank. And also, your allies will take up to 18% less crit damage when he will survive. He is a great unit. He is a great unit, and also he can lower the speed by 40% using his basic attack. That means the boss will always have the speed down reduction if you use him with Catherine. It works with the counter attack. So I would really love to have this unit. This is one of the best in the game, in my opinion. So that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, as usual, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.